Hi, hello. How is everybody today? I'm LilyMoo961, and for today's video, and trust me, you're in for a ride with this one. Things have gone down in Naruto. Because if you saw the last Naruto video that I made 3 months ago, I was talking about the arc, with Tsunade and Naruto learning the Rasengan, and how inspiring it was and all that, yada yada, yeah, that's all fine and dandy. But today we're here for a different reason. We're here for a totally different reason. I'm trying my best not to completely crash out right now, because we're gonna have to do some backtracking here so that you guys understand the visceral reaction that I am having to what just went down in this show. Okay, so the general backstory that you guys need to know is that when I was younger, I didn't watch Naruto a whole lot, and the first episodes that I ever really saw were episodes from the Sasuke retrieval arc. And for the sake of this video, the very first episode that I ever saw of Naruto as a kid was the episode where Sasuke and Naruto fight on the roof of the hospital with the laundry flying around and all that. Like, I remember that so vividly. And that's the picture in my mind that I recall when seeing Naruto for the very first time as a kid. But if you saw the other video that I made 3 months ago, you'll know that a lot of time passed by. I didn't see everything of Naruto. I haven't seen the majority of Shippuden yet, even though I know a lot of the spoilers, all that good stuff. But that's not why we're here today. Here's what you need to know for today.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
See, context is everything. You can know all the spoilers, you can know many a thing about a piece of media and still be shocked to your core, as I am today, because the precursor to Sasuke. This child loses his mind in this series. Like, at this particular point, he's fighting with everybody, he getting mad, he goes forward to do the whole betrayal, and Orochimaru and Naruto and Sasuke fight again at the waterfall and blah blah blah. Listen, we're not here to really cover those details, okay? The important thing is what happens directly before this arc goes down. So this is the group of episodes that I watched today, because as you'll probably know from the previous video, I watch these episodes like periodically. I watch Naruto periodically. It's one of those shows where I sit, I watch, I kick back, relax, and sometimes get important life lessons and healing that I needed at, that particular time. And then I stop watching for a while and come back. So it had been a season where I'd stopped watching for a little bit. I had seen a few extra episodes here and there. And so the episodes that I watched today had to do with Hidate and this race, okay? And in my mind, I thought this was like a little mini filler arc. That's what I thought, right? Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, they go on this mission, they escort this guy, the whole race happens, there's this other ninja, and, Hidate was originally from the Leaf Village, and, his older brother is the guy that runs the test for the Chunin exams, the sort of, not necessarily a written test, but like, the test. He does that, he manages that, and Hidate is like the younger brother, and they go through all that, and Hidate has his own arc where he learns, to trust in people, and that was a beautiful thing. Well, another one of those things that was inspirational to me, because I am a person that does not trust people very often, hardly at all. So I needed that lesson for my own self, to learn to trust, to learn to allow people into my life, to allow myself to open up to other people. It was a very good lesson, but all of it is undercut by one pivotal thing. Because at the end of this arc, here's what happened. So this random villain ninja that was originally from the Leaf Village, who does not matter, we will never see him again. Because I guess, he's dead, I guess. I mean, we will never see this guy again. We will never hear from this guy. We probably won't even hear about Hidate ever again. Like, this was filler to the fillerist degree, okay? This stuff that happened, like the whole city was being controlled by this race. Like, you know, if the winner of this race was going to like win political power over this entire town or whatever. Already kind of ridiculous, but whatever. I can roll with it. I can roll with this. Because again, in my mind, it was a filler arc. This was filler. This was not important stuff that I would need to know for later. But the thing is, they were referencing stuff from the Chunin exams. Like there were ninja that had been part of the Chunin exams that had fought against Sasuke and Sakura in particular. And like, but here's the thing, like Sasuke and Sakura didn't even really remember these ninja. They didn't remember them. Like they did not remember. They're just like, okay, guess we're dealing with these guys. Okay, but the general point is essentially that this random ninja that will not show up again, ever. We will never see this man again. I don't think. We will never see this man again. He essentially says to Sasuke, kind of goads him on. He's basically like, oh yeah, I heard that there was a member of the Uchiha clan, you know, that was just some loser, that was the only one left. You know, he essentially says that. You know, basically goads Sasuke, makes him angry and all that. And like to the point that like he says that, forgets that he said that, and then Sasuke's like, take that back. Oh my goodness. He's just like, take that back. And he gets mad enough where he uses the Chidori to crack like the sword of thunder that this guy had, right? You know, that was stolen from the Hidden Leaf Village and all that. Like, again, don't get too, okay. Just have mercy on me with this video because like I said, I'm crashing out and I'm actually coming down from a previous crash out about this very thing because like I ranted to my cousin about this. Like I just finished ranting to her. So a lot of my energy for this is already gone. But at the same time, I just need to express this to the wider web, I guess. I don't know. But the point being is he didn't even remember that he said this to Sasuke. Sasuke cracks the sword. He gets electrocuted. You know, Sakura saves him, and then he and Sakura basically like chilling out at the bottom of the cliff side, you know, essentially, you know, waiting for Naruto to like fix the issue because essentially Naruto's having to deal with it by himself now. And I'm thinking to myself, Sakura, you mean to tell me that you didn't have enough chakra to like, you could have left Sasuke there. Like Sasuke was unconscious and like he wasn't dead, he was just unconscious. You could have just like went up and like tried to help Naruto, but or maybe you could, I don't know. The point being, because like I see them, you know, hop over these treetops all the time, like through long distances. And you mean to tell me, girl, that you couldn't get up to the top of this mountain? Because we literally see Naruto do this. We literally see Naruto do this after he defeats, you know, the random ninja whose name I don't even know. I don't remember his name. I just saw this and I don't remember his name, okay? He was so unimportant. So unimportant. Like I said, this was a filler arc to the fillerist amount. And somehow, at the end of it, bringing this back to some coherency here, at the end of it, you see Sasuke and he's sitting with his bandages or whatever, and he kind of has this moment where he also has his moment where he's kind of like mentally crashing out a bit. He's like, I couldn't defeat him because he was so mad that this random ninja that we will never see again. We are never going to see this man again. Ever. Probably, like, I'm not even sure if in the following episode he's even going to get mentioned or whatever, because that's how unimportant he is to this narrative, okay? But you mean to tell me that the precursor, because this is what got me, the precursor to Sasuke losing his doggone mind and just deciding to leave the village, abandon everything, abandon hope, trust, you know, and all that stuff, that you mean to tell me that the reason was because of this one comment that this guy said to you, and then you having like an ego tripping moment because you think that you should have been the one to defeat him and not Naruto? Dude, Naruto beat him because of you. Naruto even shouts out to the void, essentially, that like, I'm not gonna waste the opportunity that Sasuke gave me. He said that out loud. Now I get that he was unconscious at the time, but you mean to tell me that like, I'm sorry, you mean to tell me that like, even Naruto, like we know that Naruto is not always, you know, the most I need to take a breath, the most socially apt person. Okay, we get this. But you mean to tell me that, like, that didn't come up even when, like, you started to, like, argue with him later, I guess? This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like the David and Saul scenario, where basically, you know, in the Bible, Saul gets jealous because the people are praising David after he defeated Goliath. They're like, Saul has slain his thousands and David his 10,000s. And then Saul loses his mind because he gets super jealous and then he starts trying to kill David, yada, yada. That's the story of that. So this is basically that situation, but with Ninja this time. And I'm just like, and also, you know, to give Sasuke a little bit of leeway here, he is a child. But also, are you stupid? What do you mean? You mean to tell me that the word of this random ninja, I'm pretty sure that Orochimaru and like Kabuto and just other people that were your enemies said worse things to you? And you mean to tell me that the words of this random ninja who we're never going to hear about again. We will never hear about again. You mean to tell me that ninja's words, like your own brother said worse things to you than this, and you mean to tell me that it was this guy who wasn't even that tough, like who wasn't even, like you guys essentially worked together to defeat him, because again, Naruto wasn't going to get through. The only reason he was able to defeat him was because he saw the crack in the sword that you made. Did you not even recognize that you cracked the sword? Okay, like, were you not I mean, I guess you were getting electrocuted. Okay, maybe my arguments are not as sound, but still. Again, when you don't know the context of something, because I remember these episodes where Sasuke first starts, you know, his descent, and how impactful it was for me at the time because it kept me watching. It's what started my journey with this series to begin with, in the sense of like when I was a child. And, you know, now as an adult, you know, I'm actually going through the series proper for the first time. So I'm getting much needed context for everything that goes down. And you mean to tell me that these episodes that were focused on a race that really, in the grand scheme of things, was not that important, like to the plot, to the narrative, to any of the other things that have gone down. You mean to tell me that what happens in this mini arc, just this a little flippant comment that the person in question did not even remember saying to you, Sasuke? He didn't even remember. Like, he literally had the memory of a goldfish, and that he said this to Sasuke, and then he was like talking to Hidake and Naruto, and then all of a sudden Sasuke's like, take it back. And he's like, huh? What are you talking about? Like, literally, that is what happened. That is literally what happened. And you mean to tell me that this guy's comment that he didn't even remember saying to you cut so deep, and the fact that Naruto beat him rather than you defeating him cut so deep that you essentially uprooted your whole life and threw everything away? I know, Sasuke, that you wanted to get back at your brother. I get it. I get that you hate him. I understand, okay? I get it. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. There is no rationale to this, okay? There just isn't. In my mind, I can't take this seriously. That's what I'm trying to say. Because you cannot tell me that the word of some random person, when your brother and Orochimaru and just other people that you actually know who have impacted you specifically said far worse things to you, and you mean to tell me that, like, you're basically just ego tripping. That is all you were doing. You're randomly getting, like, super insecure about your strength or whatever, when really, if you feel that way, it should just challenge you to, like, push harder rather than, like, get super angry, or at least recognize your own contribution. Like, you didn't even recognize your own contribution to this. You're just like, Naruto did it all. And it's like, no, he did not. You couldn't have beaten him without you. You idiot. Like, ah! Listen, I need y'all to understand. I'm just a girl, okay? I'm just a girl. I expect some rationale. And you have to understand that I'm having a bit of an existential crisis over this, because this was not how things were supposed to go. This was not what I was expecting in terms of the motivating factor. I thought it was going to be because of something like Orochimaru did or Kabuto did. Like, I thought that was what was ingrained in my mind. That's what I thought was the reason, you know? And maybe it's because my memory of the actual episodes that start off this sequence of events is a little bit, murky, because like literally after the final episode of the race arc, as it will be known now, as soon as I finished that group of episodes, I checked the next episode just to see, because in my mind I'm like, this can't be it. This cannot be the reason. This can't. And literally the first scene of the episode is Sasuke sitting in that hospital room. It shows the laundry flapping in the wind, and I was like, no, this can't be it. I was in denial. I literally skipped ahead in the episode, like just fast forwarding. I skipped ahead in the episode to just see if this was the episode where they fight on the roof. And it is. And I'm like, you can't be serious. You can't be serious. This cannot be the reason. This cannot be the reason. Why? Why is this the reason of all things? I'm losing my mind here. This cannot be the reason. So, but that's the reason. That is the reason. The reason that jumpstarts probably one of the best arcs in original Naruto. We're not talking about Shippuden here. Just the OG Naruto. Like, this was the arc that got me into the show as a kid, that I actually watched and got invested in. That I remember that it made me cry, and I didn't even know the characters that well. You mean to tell me that one of the most impactful arcs in OG Naruto was jump-started by this? What? You can't be serious. No, I cannot take this seriously. You can't. No, it can't be. It just can't be. I'm in denial. What? I'm still in denial. Like, I literally ranted to my cousin about this, and like, I mean, maybe I'm just in too deep. We need to take a break from anime for a minute, because I'm in too deep. This somehow like has like shaken me harder than like anything that happened in the Shibuya incident. And if you know, you know. But like, this shook me. This literally shook me, because in my mind, when I think of like some of the spoilers that I know for Shippuden, some of the people that like die and the events that happen and like entire cities that get destroyed, a lot of this was jump-started by Sasuke being an idiot. You mean to tell me that this is what jump-started it? This arc about a race, a mini arc that in my mind is filler, because no one actually cares, okay? Like, okay, I did get invested. I did like the arc. Let me not say that I didn't get invested or that no one cares. I did care a little bit, but no one talks about this. Like, any video about Naruto that I've ever seen, they don't talk about this. They don't talk about this, okay? I mean, they just don't. They just don't. Granted, I haven't seen that many, but that's not the point. The point is that like, just in my time of being an anime fan, of like just absorbing certain things from anime just through pure osmosis, you mean to tell me that no one ranted about this in particular? You mean to tell me that like no one just looked at Sasuke and was just like, you absolute buffoon, what are you doing? Like, you absolute moron. Like, I mean, honestly, I'm surprised that they wanted Sasuke back, because like, clearly this guy was just, I mean, maybe it just shows the danger of both insecurity, but also the danger of being led by hatred and anger and, quests for revenge and all that, because that is Sasuke's whole deal. I get it. I just never really knew that, the path of vengeance, for characters and such could lead them to be absolute morons, because what? I can't believe this. I just can't believe this. I just genuinely thought that it was gonna be because of like some traumatic thing that Orochimaru did. Like, when I saw the Chunin exams, earlier, I think it was like a year or so ago, when I watched them, and you see how much Sasuke and Sakura are both tormented by like that whole scenario. And I thought to myself, I thought that that was gonna be the precursor to him like going on. But like, there's been like at least 100 episodes in between that moment and now. And you mean to tell me that like this little comment, which I mean, again, it's kind of realistic in that sometimes something like deeply traumatic can go down in your life, and then it's not until like months, maybe even years later, that it really like just sinks into your bones, and like one little thing can just set you off. So maybe I'm judging Sasuke too harshly. I'm willing to admit that I might be wrong here, okay? Because we haven't seen the rest of how things go down. And, you know, the episode that I'm talking about, that was the first episode that I saw like many, many years ago when I was a kid. You know, I'm on that episode now, but I haven't watched that episode yet because I had to stop, because in my mind I'm like, you cannot be serious. You mean to tell me that this mini arc about a race is what brought us here? I'm still in shock over it. Like, I can't believe it. In my mind, this isn't real. I'm living in an entirely different dimension. This cannot be the reason. This cannot be what jump-started everything. Like, because again, I have visceral memories of what comes after this, and, you know, memories of like how deeply this like hurt me. How deeply I was hurt by like some of the things that happened to the characters, like the battles that they go into and everything. I remembered those. I remember them pretty well. Like, that's vivid in my head. You know, like the battle that Choji, you know, goes up against and like almost dies. You know, Nenji almost dying. You know, I think Shikamaru was the only one that didn't almost like die. You know, in that whole scenario, that didn't get either badly injured, you know, or just straight up was going to die. Like, Shikamaru was the only one. And I remember that, like, at the end of that, he's just crying. He's weeping because he felt like he didn't lead his team well, because he was the designated leader of that team to get Sasuke back. And they couldn't get him back. And, like, most of his team was practically dead. I remember that. And so, like, I remember feeling so bad for Shikamaru. And then you mean to tell me that the precursor to all of that, to Sasuke just going insane and choosing to join Orochimaru, was all based on a comment from some whack, random ninja who, again, I don't even remember his name. Like, all I remember is that he had, like, an umbrella, and he was, you know, shooting people with the umbrella with poison needles and stuff. I mean, that apparently weren't that effective because, like, you know, Naruto got shot with them and it's like, I'm fine. And it's like, this dude was so ineffective at just doing his job that he, you know, that he claimed that he was doing to get this other dude to win the race and stuff. Like, you know, he got there and he's like, it's just, like, he was a roadblock twice. And the first time he didn't even bother to like finish the job. He was too busy just, you know, taunting Hidate. And it's like, why didn't you just, like, this is villainy one-on-one. Why didn't you just kill him? Why are you trying to torture him? Why are you trying to do all this stuff? You literally, like, if you got a knife, you got those poison needles and stuff, but like, you're a ninja, like, you got a knife. You could have just stabbed him, okay? Or chopped his legs off. I don't know. I'm just saying there were more effective ways that you could have prevented Hidate from eventually winning this race, because that was what you were aiming to do. And literally the people that you were working for was like, yeah, kill him. And but apparently you were all about like just mentally messing with people instead of, you know, and like you left them alive. You didn't even wait to see if the poison would kill them. Like, really? The horrible villainy. Like, and you mean to tell me that this is the dude that got under Sasuke's skin? Really? I mean, I'm not sure what's worse. I'm not sure who to blame here. I'm not sure whether I should just be looking at Sasuke like he's an idiot, or if I should be looking at the writers and be like, you mean, really? Or if I should just accept that this is what happened and just move on with my life. Because, like, this has consumed me for, like, the last 30 minutes at least. And I'm shook because this should not have happened this way. That's just my opinion. But, like, at the same time, it's probably fine. I mean, the arc is still going to be, you know, the following arc is going to be, like, great. Because I remember it and it's really good. And, you know, I'll probably be crying even more. But also I'm going to be laughing because I still can't believe that this is what it was, Sasuke. Really. This is what did it. This... Wow. Whoo, poor unfortunate soul indeed. Like, this is just a mess. But anywho, I think I got it all off my chest now. I suppose this is me opening up to the internet, which is the worst thing to do, but whatever. We're here now. We have well established that my sanity went out the window a long time ago, okay? But at the same time, we can rein it back in and we can form a positive message out of this. So the positive message is this. Do not let your ego turn you into an egomaniac. Do not allow insecurity to make you feel like you have to be so competitive with other people. It's gonna be okay. You know, you're not in a race with other people in this game called life. Just go at your own pace. Do the best you can. Try not to take life so seriously all the time, or you'll end up like Sasuke and just lose your doggone mind for no reason. I'm so bad about this. I'm still just so mad. This is ridiculous. Why? Why did they write it this way? I'm going. But yeah. And don't be like me, losing your mind over anime characters, okay? It's not that deep. It's not that deep. So yeah, I'm an adult. I don't need to be like acting like this. I'm an adult. So God bless you all. Have a great day. Love you. And we're gonna try not to do these rant videos anymore because they just prove that sanity is gone. All right. Have a good day. Love you all. God bless you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.